Could early humans have arrived in the Americas far earlier than we've long believed? The Cerutti Mastodon site has reignited this question, raising bold claims that challenge long-standing theories about the first inhabitants of North America. In archaeology, where evidence is often scarce and open to interpretation, debates about early human presence spark intense division. Could this site hold definitive proof of early human presence, or is it just another hill on which researchers are willing to stake their claims? Watch this video to find out. The Cerutti Mastodon site is one of the most intriguing archaeological finds of our time, discovered almost by chance during a road construction project in San Diego, California in 1992. The story begins with a backhoe operator working through layers of sediment, only to stumble upon something unusual, a mix of ancient bones and stones. As soon as the discovery was made, all work halted. A call was placed to Richard Cerutti, a seasoned archaeologist from the San Diego Natural History Museum. When Cerutti arrived, he realized that this was no ordinary site. It was officially designated SDNHM 3767 and marked as a place of immense significance. Initially, they thought it was simply a graveyard of Ice Age animals, but as Cerutti looked closer, he noticed something strange. Among the remains of extinct species like dire wolves and horses were partial remains of a mastodon, an ancient elephant-like creature. Cerutti saw something even more curious about these mastodon bones. They weren't randomly scattered. Instead, they looked deliberately broken, with fragments clustered in patterns that didn't align with natural processes. For instance, the tops of the leg bones were broken off and placed close together, almost like they had been set there with intent. Adding to the mystery, the bones were buried within layers of fine-grained silt, a sediment type that reflects specific environmental conditions. Scattered within this silt were large cobbles, unusual since these heavy stones wouldn't have been deposited naturally alongside such fine sediment. This odd placement raised questions. Could these cobbles have been used as tools? These cobbles showed signs of wear and tear, as if someone had once struck them repeatedly. Their proximity to the broken bones hinted that they may have been used to crack open the mastodon bones, and if that were true, it raised a captivating possibility. Were early humans here, scavenging the remains of these ancient giants? Further evidence began to stack up. Small stone fragments, which fit together like pieces of a puzzle, were found right next to the larger stones, suggesting they hadn't been moved since breaking. This hinted at human involvement, even if these people hadn't yet mastered advanced tool-making. The tools seem to have been formed by striking stones against one another, creating sharp edges but not intentionally shaped for precision use. Perhaps most striking was a single mastodon tusk, standing vertically as if it had been intentionally placed that way. Its position, piercing multiple layers of sediment, seemed far too deliberate to be the result of natural forces. It was a puzzling detail, one that hinted at a possible human hand in arranging the remains. The implications of the Cerutti Mastodon site are vast. This could be evidence of an ancient mastodon kill site where early humans, using nothing more than simple tools, like cobbles, broke bones to reach nutrient-rich marrow. Such a discovery would rewrite what we know about early human history in North America, suggesting people were here long before the Clovis culture, previously thought to be the first. In the quest to unlock the secrets of the past, scientists turned to a unique technique to date the Cerutti Mastodon site. They used a method called uranium-series disequilibrium dating, or simply U-series dating, a departure from traditional techniques like radiocarbon dating. Rather than focusing on the usual decay products, U-series dating zeroes in on uranium isotopes within calcium carbonate, the mineral found in bones and rocks. This made it perfect for the ancient samples found at the Cerutti site. Calcium carbonate contains trace amounts of uranium, a naturally occurring radioactive element that decays over time into thorium. By examining the uranium to thorium ratio in the site samples, scientists were able to determine the age of the mastodon bones and their surrounding sediment, arriving at an astonishing conclusion. The site was approximately 130,000 years old. This discovery flew in the face of the long-standing belief that humans first arrived in North America around 11,000 years ago with the Clovis culture. Even recent finds, such as the White Sands site with its human tracks dating back around 23,000 years, seemed recent in comparison. If the Cerutti site's age held true, it would mean humans, or perhaps another early hominin, were present in North America more than 100,000 years earlier than previously thought. When scientists initially made the discovery, it sparked excitement and intrigue, as well as immediate skepticism. Could a species other than Homo sapiens have hunted, used tools, and left their marks so early on American soil? The evidence came to light on April 27, 2017, when a groundbreaking paper titled "A 130,000-Year-Old Archaeological Site in Southern California, USA" was published by Hominin and his team. The paper presented four main pieces of evidence: the age confirmed by multiple dating techniques, the discovery of stone tools embedded in the site, distinct tool marks on mastodon bones, and the undisturbed layers of sediment that preserve the site's contents in their original context. While the findings were compelling, the archaeological community wasn't quick to embrace the results. Just months later, a critique by archaeologist Haynes questioned the interpretations in Holland's study. Although Haynes accepted the dating, he argued that the stone tools and bone marks might not definitively prove human activity. Could the tools have simply been carried there by natural forces? Haynes suggests that the stones could have been deposited by an alluvian fan, a process where flowing water spreads materials across the landscape. However, Holin's team pointed out that the stones lay within a fine-grained sediment layer, indicating intentional placement, not random dispersion by flowing water. Tool marks on the mastodon bones, such as spiral fractures and impact flakes, suggested that humans, or another hominin, had processed the animal's remains. Haynes, however, argued that such marks could result from modern machinery, as seen with a 24,000-year-old mammoth specimen in Maryland. Holin defended the team's work, arguing that fragile, pedogenic carbonate layers surrounding the bones would not have survived heavy machinery. His team even conducted experiments, replicating similar fractures on elephant bones with stone tools, resulting in patterns identical to those at the Cerutti site. Isotope analysis on the stone tools further suggested that specific sides had been used to strike bones, providing more weight to the claim of deliberate human involvement. As with many discoveries that challenge established timelines, the Cerutti Mastodon site has sparked intense debate. The idea that humans, or another hominin species, could have inhabited North America 130,000 years ago opens up profound questions about migration, early human behavior, and the potential unknown journeys of ancient ancestors. The debate continues, but one thing is clear: if the findings hold, they could change everything we thought we knew about the earliest human presence in the Americas. But why are people so skeptical of the site? And why are so many hesitant to believe this was truly the work of early humans? The potential significance of the Cerutti Mastodon site lies in its possible age. If the site is indeed 130,000 years old, it would place it well before the last glacial maximum, a major phase of the most recent ice age. To appreciate what this could mean, let's first explore Earth's icy past. Our planet has experienced 5 major ice ages: the Huronian, Cryogenian, Andean-Saharan, Karoo, and the ongoing Quaternary. The Quaternary Ice Age, which began 2.6 million years ago and continues today, is marked by cycles of glacial and interglacial periods. In glacial periods, thick ice sheets extend across much of the planet, lasting tens of thousands of years. These periods then give way to warmer interglacial phases, one of which we're experiencing right now. Contrary to popular belief, the last ice age didn't end 10,000 years ago. Instead, we transitioned from the last glacial period into our current interglacial phase. The ice caps still at our poles and the seasonal changes we experience are still reminders that Earth is technically still in an ice age. Now, returning to the Cerutti Mastodon site and its potential age of 130,000 years. This places it within the Eemian interglacial period. The Earth was warmer back then, with expansive forests covering Africa and regions like the Sahara having a more temperate climate. A significant land bridge connecting Asia and North America would have been exposed, perhaps creating an open path for human migration. This raises an intriguing idea. Could early humans or other hominin species have ventured into North America much earlier than previously believed? If the Cerutti Mastodon site dates back 130,000 years, it may challenge the traditional view that Homo sapiens only began migrating out of Africa between 120,000 and 80,000 years ago. It could hint that another hominin species, perhaps even Neanderthals or Denisovans, arrived in North America during this early interglacial period. Yet, while the evidence at the Cerutti Mastodon site, like the marks on bones and placements of tusks, is compelling, it's important to maintain a critical perspective. Conclusive proof of hominin presence is still missing. Until such evidence is uncovered, we can only speculate. Rethinking the timeline of early human migration invites us to reconsider the abilities and complexity of our ancestors. We often think of them as primitive beings, limited in intelligence and sophistication. In reality, they were far more capable than we sometimes give them credit for. Homo sapiens, for instance, have been nearly identical to us in their mental and emotional capacity for the past 300,000 years. Neanderthals, often portrayed as brutish, were actually complex beings who engaged in burial rituals, like the flower-covered graves found at the Shanidar Cave. Spirituality, passion, and deep connections are part of what makes us human. Our ancestors shared these traits. They may have lived without the technology we rely on today, but their thoughts and emotions were not so different from our own. It isn't hard to imagine that a hominin species, whether Neanderthals or Denisovans, or perhaps another, might have crossed into North America over the exposed land bridge during the Eemian period. However, to confirm this, more evidence is essential. Perhaps buried within a remote cave or beneath layers of ancient riverbed lies the undeniable proof of a hominin presence in North America long before the Homo sapiens. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, and turn on post notifications to stay updated with our latest content. And we'll see you in the next one.